Ever spend hours underground just swinging your pickaxe like a robot, only to surface with a backpack full of garbage you don't even need? You go back to town, sell everything, check the shop, and realize you're still miles away from the next upgrade. Same armor, same damage, same weak progress. If that sounds familiar, yeah, you're not alone. Most players hit this wall and think the solution is just grind harder. But the truth is, a lot of people aren't stuck because they're slow. They're stuck because they're doing things the hard way without even realizing it. Today, I want to talk about the mistakes that quietly ruin your progress in the Forge. The ones that make the game feel way grindier than it actually is. Some of these are simple mindset changes. Some are straight up weird mechanics the game never explains. And some are things I genuinely wish I knew way earlier. Before we get into all of that, real quick, I have a giveaway. Just join my Discord server down below. I will be giving away 10 race rerolls. Just comment your username and I will announce the winner every Sunday on my Discord. Okay, let's get into the video.
Psst, please like and subscribe.
Early on, most players tunnel vision on one thing: mining ores and selling them raw. It feels logical. You mine, you sell, you repeat. The problem is, that's one of the slowest ways to turn your time into gold. What actually changes everything is realizing that the Forge itself is where the money is. Even with basic or common ores, turning them into heavy armor can multiply their value, in a way selling raw materials never will. You don't need some crazy mix either. If you stack one type of ore and hit a clean masterwork, the sell price jumps way higher than people expect. This alone can fund upgrades way earlier than most players think is possible, especially if you're still in that early mid phase where every bit of gold matters. Another thing that holds people back is the way they save for pickaxes. A lot of players try to hoard the full price while using their old tool the entire time. That's wasted effort. Your current pickaxe has value, and that value should be part of your upgrade path. Instead of grinding until you can afford the next one outright, you can sell what you're using, grab a basic replacement, and bridge the gap much faster. It sounds risky at first, but it saves an insane amount of time overall. Less grinding, less frustration. Same end result. Race choices are another trap, especially early game. People reroll non-stop chasing something flashy without realizing they already landed on something incredibly strong. If you roll dwarf early and throw it away, that's just pain you didn't need. The bonuses line up perfectly with mining and forging, which is literally your entire life in this game. You can always gamble later when you unlock more slots. Early on, stability beats gambling every single time. Something else people constantly forget is quests. Not big story quests, just the everyday ones. A lot of players treat NPC quests like one-time bonuses and then never touch them again. That's free gold being left on the table. Those characters will keep giving you work, and the rewards stack up fast if you're already playing anyway. Claiming quests before you grind is one of those boring habits that quietly makes you richer without changing how you play. Now let's talk about mining itself, because a lot of people mine badly. Not because they're dumb, but because the game doesn't explain how weird its hitboxes are. There are spots where rocks spawn close enough that your swings can hit more than one at a time. If you're just clearing single rocks in empty tunnels, you're basically paying an extra time tax for no reason. Learning where clusters form and positioning yourself properly speeds things up way more than just swinging faster ever will. I want to add to this, consider using a macro like Tiny Task if you're on PC, or an auto clicker if you're on mobile. Because that way, you can go touch some grass. And if you're not doing this, you'll burn out all day mining in the cave. You have a life outside of Roblox. Touch some grass. There's also a really strange progression quirk tied to critical stats that most players never figure out on their own. There's a method involving crafting and enhancing an item that basically turns a normally slow achievement into something you can finish way faster. It takes some setup and a bit of gold, but compared to grinding crit naturally, it's a night and day. Stuff like this is why talking to other players or watching guides actually matters, because the game itself will never point you in this direction. Crafting mistakes are another silent killer of progress. People love dumping all their rare materials into one item and then wondering why they're broke again. You don't need to use everything to get good passives. Mixing materials intelligently gives you strong bonuses while letting you save precious ores for future upgrades. Once you understand how ratios affect passives, crafting stops being a gamble and starts feeling intentional. Progression between pickaxes is also way more flexible than people think. You don't need to buy every single one just because it exists. Skipping tiers is completely viable if you plan your upgrades properly. Like this, when you're in Island 1, after you buy the gold pickaxe, do not buy the platinum pickaxe, because it's too pricey for its stats, and you can survive peacefully in Island 1 with that gold pickaxe. Save your money for Island 2. And when you're in Island 2, buy the cobalt pickaxe. I didn't buy the uranium pickaxe, I went straight to mithril. And then I didn't buy the lightite pickaxe, I went straight to the arcane pickaxe. Holding onto a decent pickaxe a little longer often pays off more than constantly jumping to the next one. Faster progress doesn't always mean more upgrades, it means smarter ones. When it comes to hunting rare ores, patience beats brute force. Instead of fully breaking every rock you see, you can scout results and move on if it's not what you're looking for. Rocks reset faster than most people realize, about 15 to 20 seconds, and looping smart paths saves way more time than clearing entire caves blindly. Because volcanic rocks don't spawn quickly, you need to be smart. Pair that with the right potions, and suddenly, rare materials don't feel so rare anymore. There's also content people skip entirely without realizing how valuable it is. Certain hidden quests reward huge amounts of gold for relatively simple tasks, especially if you prepare for them ahead of time. Like the monkey NPC. He needs 30 bananite and he will give you $10,000. Before it was $20,000, but the devs nerfed it. So if you're new, before you go to Island 2, collect 30 bananite ahead of time. When you spawn in Island 2, at the back of it, there's an island separated from the main landmass. You go there and you'll find a monkey NPC. Talk to him and he'll give you a quest to collect bananite. You need 30 of them. Since you already have 30 bananite, hand them over and that's it. Quest done. You get gold, you get XP, and it's honestly one of the easiest chunks of money for the time spent. If you're anywhere near endgame and haven't done this yet, you're missing out. Doing a bit of prep before moving into new areas can pay off massively later. Now, there's one more thing I need to mention, and this is more of a warning than a method. There is a quest involving the Goblin King. You'll find him on a specific part of the island. He asks for a lot of gold and rare ores. People who finish this say you lose around $100,000 total before completing it, plus materials. Yes, the reward is good. Yes, it unlocks something useful. But do not do this if you're still mid-game. If you haven't bought all the good pickaxes yet, if your income isn't stable, skip this. Come back when you're endgame. This quest is not a money-making method early on. It's an investment, and a risky one if you're not ready. Another is Leon. You will find her near the spawn area on Island 2. She needs 3 firite. Do not give it to her. She only gives 3.5k XP. There is no point wasting your firite on her, so do not bother with that quest. At the end of the day, none of this is about playing perfectly. It's about avoiding the traps that make the game feel like a second job. You don't need to no-life the Forge to progress. You just need to stop fighting the systems that are already there. If you've stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Seriously, if you found this helpful, help me out too. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's push this channel closer to 10,000 subs. If you disagree with anything I said, or if you've got tips that helped you progress faster, drop them in the comments. I read all of them, and who knows, yours might show up in a future video. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.